They can quote lines from every video they've seen, talk for hours about history, coding, politics, psychology, or gaming strategy, but they don't send or read their email. They don't make the phone call. They don't start the job application. And everyone around them is asking, how can someone so smart be so stuck? Here's the truth most people miss. The issue is not intelligence. It's safety, overwhelm, and nervous system overload. Today, I'll explain why so many intelligent autistic young adults get stuck and what actually moves them forward. One of the biggest misconceptions is this: people assume intelligence automatically creates action. But intelligence and nervous system capacity are not the same thing. A young adult may fully understand what needs to be done and still not be able to initiate the task. Why? Because their nervous system may be overwhelmed. When the brain perceives stress, uncertainty, pressure, judgment, or possible failure, the body can shift into survival mode. And survival mode shuts down executive functioning. So the young adult isn't thinking, I don't care. They're often thinking, this feels impossible. What if I mess it up? What if I disappoint people again? What if I can't handle what happens next? Executive functioning is the brain's ability to start tasks, prioritize, organize, shift attention, tolerate discomfort, hold multiple steps in mind, and stress weakens all those abilities. This is why many autistic young adults can perform beautifully in low-pressure environments, but completely shut down under expectations. The more pressure they feel, the harder it becomes to access the very skills people are demanding of them. So parents may say, you're capable of this, and they're right. But capability is not the same thing as access. Under stress, access disappears. Many smart autistic young adults develop perfectionism very early because they've often experienced criticism, othering, misunderstanding, social failure, feeling wrong, being corrected constantly. So they begin to believe, if I can't do it perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. This creates a brutal loop. They overthink the task, imagine every possible mistake, feel anxiety rising, avoid the task temporarily, feel relief for a moment, then shame comes crashing in later, and the cycle repeats. For many autistic young adults, failure doesn't feel like, oh, I made a mistake. It feels like I am a mistake. That's why seemingly small tasks can feel emotionally enormous. Sending one email cannot just be sending an email. They can feel like they're risking embarrassment, rejection, proving they're incompetent, confirming their worst fears about themselves. And when identity becomes tied to performance, avoidance becomes self-protection. A lot of highly intelligent young adults live in analysis mode. They research, plan, think, strategize, imagine, but never begin. And this confuses parents because it looks productive. But overthinking is often a nervous system strategy to avoid emotional risk. Thinking feels safer than acting because action creates uncertainty. Action creates vulnerability. Action creates the possibility of failure. So the brain says, keep preparing, keep researching, wait until you feel ready. But readiness rarely comes first. Momentum comes first. This is the part most people miss. Underneath the procrastination, the shutdown, the avoidance, there is often shame. Shame from years of feeling behind. Shame from needing more support. Shame from being compared to peers. Shame from disappointing themselves and others. And shame drains energy. It makes tasks feel heavier. It makes reaching out harder. It makes starting terrifying because every unfinished task becomes emotional evidence of something is wrong with me. But something is not wrong with them. Their nervous system is overloaded. So, what actually helps? Not more pressure, not lectures, not shame. What helps is creating safety and building momentum through right sized action. Not finish the whole assignment, but open the document. Not call 5 places, but write the first sentence of your script. The goal is not massive action. The goal is helping the nervous system experience, I can do this safely. Confidence is not built through thinking. It's built through successful experiences with manageable action. And tiny wins matter far more than people realize. Well, we know we're trying to help, but sometimes we accidentally reinforce helplessness or discouragement. It happens when we rescue too quickly, or we remove all discomfort, or we over accommodate anxiety, take over tasks completely, communicate panic or frustration. Their nervous system learns this is dangerous, I can't handle this, someone else has to do it. Support works best when it combines emotional safety, belief in the young adult, structure, accountability, and right sized challenge. Not overwhelming, but not complete removal of challenge either. So, if you're parenting or supporting a smart autistic young adult who feels stuck, please understand it's rarely laziness. Most of the time, it's overwhelm, it's anxiety, it's perfectionism, it's nervous system overload. And underneath all of that is often a young person who desperately wants to move forward, but feels terrified they can't. Real growth begins when we stop asking, why aren't they trying? And start asking, what is making this feel uncertain? Because when certainty increases, capacity increases too. And that's when momentum finally begins. If what you've just heard makes sense to you, I've created something that can help. It's called the Peaceful Progress Worksheet, a simple tool designed to help autistic young adults move forward without overwhelm, shame, or all or nothing pressure. It helps break stuckness into right-sized steps that feel safer for the nervous system. You can download it using the link below. Bye for now.